surprised. She looks surprised.
Oh my God!
Happy birthday, Corky! How are you doing?
I work in town as a freelance theater artist. I've been producing work with my site-specific company, Cellar Door Project, since 2012. I make a lot of intimate, site-specific, participatory theater. I like to say that I make weird plays in weird places.
I'm Kay, and I'm a contemporary dance artist here in Kingston. I teach a lot in the city, and I am the director of Movement Market.
I am Laura, so I'm an arts administrator most of the time, but I also have a writing practice.
This piece is called To You, and it was conceived as a pop-up performance on porches. And the reason it was, we started thinking about it was because it's a selfish reason. It was my birthday. And I was thinking about all of the ways that we had been celebrating birthdays during the pandemic and what that looked like to really celebrate and make people feel really special. So we thought of like, how can we make a little piece that captures that and offer it as a gift to folks in the community that we think could really benefit from it, or could use some warmth, or just people that we selfishly wanted to smile at for 20 minutes.
Spreading the love.
Spreading love, yeah. So Kay and I had worked together on the last show that we did, Our House, at the Grad Club. And we just knew we wanted to make something really playful that featured movement and celebration, and that's how we started thinking about For You. It kind of felt like the city was begging for it.
Yeah.
Like everywhere we would go and do these pieces on people's porches, like neighbors 3 doors down would come into their backyards, or cars are honking and yelling and dancing.
People are like,
Please stop for us next, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So it really felt like this was like big open arms from Kingston of like, you know, we're all trying to think as artists of ways that we can make those little special moments still. And in theater, it's all about live, like from me to you right here. So it's really hard to adapt that to a pandemic if you're not necessarily interested in making digital theater at this moment.
It's a good reminder for everybody and us that not everything that we make right now has to be on the computer. And you can still connect with people safely.
Creative limitations is kind of how I like to work. And for this piece especially, the limitations created what we could do, right? Like we knew we can't touch anybody, we can't go into anybody's houses. What would you do in which you would surprise someone at their front door? What does that situation look like? And then we're like, oh, it's a birthday.
For my practice in dance, like I'm always trying to break the limits, create things that I see in my head and put them on humans, and get my brain into another human's head and how I'm thinking, and turning different sequences upside down and nuances in the body and things like that. So there's always that, and I think I thrive off of this as well. Like I love a challenge, you know, let's fail and fail and fail and fail until we find something. And I find that really interesting.
One of my favorite Kay quotes is, "This is our Everest."
So many darlings to kill. So, I mean,
It's a great practice though.
yeah, it's really
that.
good. And, you know, it's right now without having humans in front of me, it's different. And I'm trying to keep this source of creation alive from before all of this went down, so that I'm not adapting too much and still staying true to my practice.
We have right now a way to connect with art or facilitate art or make art that's digital, but we also did this piece that was in the real world. And I think it's important to see that these two things are different things, but they're things.
And you can do them both.
You can do them both.
And new is good.
New is good.
Yeah.
Old is good. New is
Old
also good.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're mourning collectively, and everybody has a different way to mourn, and that's okay. And maybe there's a way. We're not feeling hyper creative every day, right? Like I think mourning is a cycle, and it's not linear. And maybe because we are privileged to have this kind of approach of hope, maybe there's also a way that we can share it with people, you know, and maybe in a month or two, there'll be exchange and experiences, and we'll be able to communicate, you know, what our experience was in doing this.
This is another thing that I love about this movement, and I specifically loved about this piece, is maybe it's also like an offering that I could have to other artists that are feeling overwhelmed with not knowing what direction to go. One of the blessings of this, blessing is a weird word, one of the opportunities of this is that expectations and like hi-fi, completely clean, finished, done, rehearsed, perfection. No expectations. And that's kind of what we brought with this piece, right? We're like, if it goes wrong, we're giving you a free gift on your front lawn. So come on. But I feel like that can be maybe an offering to other artists who are feeling really overwhelmed, is like, if you do feel a little flame of something that might not work or seems really wrong or impossible, follow it, right?
Yeah.
Like, failure is okay right now. So okay. Lo-fi is so okay.
Yeah.
Like, this was just, we really, it was just a pop-up. It was just a 15-minute pop-up. We did 2 rehearsals, right?
We wrote it in like 2 hours.
We wrote it in 2 hours, and I'm really candid about that because I feel like maybe this is a moment where other kinds of live performance makers can shift their thinking to this kind of grassroots, lo-fi, easygoing,
bare bones,
maybe. Not afraid of failure. Take yourself not seriously. Try something new, and if it fails, we got bigger fish to fry right now anyways, so.
Maybe this is us collectively bringing together what we have left, but we're not using at the moment, and what we can give up, and just putting it together in a little bundle and giving it out to the community.
This is for you. You're sacred.